My wife is pregnant, but I have a 0 sperm count. And now she is convincing everyone that our baby is a biblical miracle that defies science. So I planned the ultimate reveal party. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button so you won't miss more interesting stories. My name is Mark. I am 32 years old, and I am currently living through a nightmare that feels like a twisted movie script. My wife, Sarah, is 33. When we first met 4 years ago, I thought she was the love of my life. We connected instantly. We liked the same food, the same movies, and most importantly, we had the same vision for our future. One of the very first serious conversations we had was about children. Sarah was very firm about it. She looked me in the eyes on our third date and told me she did not want to be a mother. She said kids would ruin her lifestyle. She wanted to travel to Europe. She wanted to sleep in on weekends. She wanted to spend her money on clothes and nice cars, not on diapers and college funds. She wanted us to be able to just get up and go whenever we wanted. She wanted to enjoy life to the absolute fullest without any strings attached. I agreed with her completely, but I had a secret reason. I didn't tell her this at the time, but I knew I couldn't have kids even if I wanted them. When I was in high school, I was a football player. During my senior year, I had a terrible accident on the field. I took a helmet straight to the groin area. It was the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. I was rushed to the emergency room, and I needed surgery. It was a mess. After I healed, the doctors ran a lot of tests. They sat me down and gave me the news that no teenage boy wants to hear. They told me I was infertile. The damage was permanent. They said my sperm count was effectively 0 and that I would never be able to father a child the natural way. It was a hard pill to swallow back then, but over time, I accepted it. It was just a fact of my life, like having brown eyes. Because Sarah was so adamant about not wanting kids, I never felt the need to sit her down and explain the graphic details of my injury. It just didn't seem necessary. We were on the same page. I was infertile, and she didn't want babies. It was a match made in heaven. Or so I thought. We got married and had a great few years. We traveled. We bought a nice house. We bought 2 cars. Life was good. But a couple of weeks ago, everything changed. I started noticing that Sarah was acting weird. She was distant. Usually, she is very chatty, but she became quiet. She would hide her phone screen when I walked into the room. She was spending a lot of time in the bathroom. I thought maybe she was sick or stressed about work. One night, we were sitting on the couch, and the vibe was just off. She wouldn't look at me. I asked her, "Baby, what is going on? You have been acting strange for days. Just talk to me." She took a deep breath and looked at me with tears in her eyes. She said, "Mark, I know what we promised each other. I know we said we didn't want kids. But I have something to tell you." My heart stopped. I had a bad feeling. "I'm pregnant," she said. "I'm 8 weeks along." I froze. I literally couldn't move. My brain couldn't process the words. Pregnant? How? It was physically impossible for me to get her pregnant. I just stared at her. I think she thought I was in shock from happiness or just surprise. She grabbed my hands and started talking fast. I know, she said. "We didn't plan this. But now that it's happening, I feel different. I have this urge to be a mom. I think it's meant to be. The baby will have your athletic build. They will be smart like me. It will be perfect." I pulled my hands away. My mind was racing. If she was pregnant, there was only one explanation. She cheated. She had to have cheated. I tried to stay calm. I didn't want to explode without proof, even though I knew the truth. I said, "Sarah, are you sure? Maybe the test is wrong." "I took 5 tests," she said. "I went to the doctor yesterday to confirm. It's real." I stood up and paced around the room. I had to tell her. I had to stop this charade right now. "Sarah," I said, looking her dead in the eye, "there is something I never told you because I didn't think it mattered. I can't have kids." She looked confused. "What do you mean?" "I mean I am infertile," I said. "I had an injury in high school. A bad one. Doctors confirmed it years ago. I cannot father children. So, you need to tell me the truth. How did this happen?" I expected her to cry. I expected her to confess. I expected her to say she made a mistake and slept with someone else. But she didn't. She got angry. "I don't believe you," she said. "You're just saying that because you don't want the baby. You're lying to get out of this." "I am not lying," I yelled. I went to the file cabinet and dug out my old medical records. I threw them on the table. "Read it. It says right there. Sterile." She picked up the papers and read them, but she just shook her head. "This is old. This is from years ago. Bodies change. Doctors make mistakes. Bodies don't heal from that kind of damage, I said. We need a new test, she demanded. We are going to a fertility specialist. Both of us. If you are telling the truth, let a doctor say it to my face now. Because I know I haven't been with anyone else. I have been faithful to you. She looked so convincing. It was scary. She actually believed her own lie. Fine, I said. Let's go. We made an appointment for the very next morning. The drive was silent. I was fuming. She was looking out the window, rubbing her stomach like she was protecting it. At the clinic, they took my sample. They ran the tests. We sat in the doctor's office waiting for the results. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. The doctor came in. He was an older guy, very professional. He held a clipboard. Well, he said, I have the results. He looked at me. Sir, your sperm count is 0. You have a condition called azoospermia. It is likely caused by the trauma you described in your history. It is my medical opinion that you cannot conceive a child naturally. The chances are basically non-existent. I looked at Sarah. See, I said, I told you. The doctor looked at Sarah gently. This means that, well, it is medically impossible for this pregnancy to be from your husband in the natural way. I waited for the confession. This was it. The doctor had busted her. But Sarah didn't break. She exploded. She stood up and slammed her hand on the desk. You are wrong. She screamed at the doctor. You mixed up the samples. You don't know what you are talking about. Ma'am, the protocol is very strict, the doctor tried to say. No. She shouted. Human science is flawed. You are just a man. You don't know everything. I haven't cheated on my husband. I have been a good wife. This test is a lie. She grabbed her purse. Come on, Mark. We are leaving. This guy is an idiot. We will find a doctor who knows what he is doing. She stormed out. I apologized to the doctor and followed her. She was ranting the whole way to the car. She was saying how the medical system is a scam and how they always get it wrong. When we got home, she locked herself in the bathroom. She was in there for 2 hours. I sat in the living room, wondering if I should just pack my bags and leave. I was done. She was crazy. But then, the bathroom door opened. Sarah walked out. She looked calm. She had a weird smile on her face. Mark, she said, I figured it out. You figured out who the father is? I asked. No, she said. You are the father. Sarah, the doctor said. The doctor is wrong. She cut me off. I spent the last 2 hours on TikTok and YouTube. I found so many videos, Mark. Videos of women just like me. Their husbands were told they were infertile, but they prayed and they believed, and they got pregnant anyway. She walked over to me and touched my face. It's a miracle, Mark. That's the only explanation. It defies all human logic. It defies science. It is a gift from above. We have been chosen. My jaw dropped. She had convinced herself that she was carrying a miracle baby. She was using religion and internet stories to cover up her affair. Sarah, that is insane, I said. We aren't even religious. We never go to church. That doesn't matter, she said. Maybe this is a sign we need to start. You need to have faith. Stop being so negative. You should be happy. We are having a miracle baby. She didn't wait for my response. She picked up her phone and started calling people. She called her mom. She called my mom. She called her sisters. Mom, it's a miracle. She was screaming into the phone. Mark is infertile, but I'm pregnant. The doctors can't explain it. It's a gift from God. My phone started blowing up. My family was calling me, crying, congratulating me. They were saying things like, God is good, and we are so happy for you. I felt sick. I was trapped in her delusion. If I told them the truth now, I would look like the bad guy. I would look like the jealous husband who is rejecting a blessing. Sarah was walking around the house like a saint. She was glowing. She looked at me with pity, like I was a lost soul because I believed in science and facts instead of her miracle. I knew I needed to leave her. But I didn't want to just leave. I wanted to destroy this lie. I wanted to expose her in a way she would never recover from. I wanted revenge for the gaslighting, for the lying, and for trying to pass off another man's child as my miracle. So, I came up with a plan. I changed my attitude. The next morning, I woke up and smiled at her. You know what, honey? I said. I thought about it all night. And you were right. Maybe I was being too closed-minded. If the doctor said it's impossible, but you are pregnant, then it must be a miracle. I am sorry I doubted you. She hugged me so tight. I knew you would come around. Oh, Mark, this is going to be amazing. I played the part perfectly. I started going to church with her. I prayed with her. I rubbed her belly. I told her family how blessed I felt. I became the perfect, supportive father-to-be. But while I was playing the role of the happy husband, I was working in the shadows. First, I hired a private investigator. It didn't take him long. Since Sarah thought I was fully on board with the miracle, she got sloppy. She thought she was safe. The PI found out who he was. It was her personal trainer, a guy named Brad. Typical. He was young, fit, and dumb. The PI got photos of them meeting up for coffee that turned into hours in his apartment. He even got a video of them arguing in a parking lot where she told him, "He thinks it's a miracle. Just stay away and I'll handle it." That was the smoking gun. But I needed more. I needed the biology. I found a lab that does non-invasive prenatal paternity testing. It's a blood test they can do on the mother to find the baby's DNA. I told Sarah it was a special test to check the health of the miracle baby to make sure everything was perfect since it was a high-risk pregnancy. She trusted me completely now, so she agreed. I swiped a water bottle Brad left at the gym. I joined the same gym just to stalk him, and I sent it in with her blood sample. A week later, I got the email. Probability of paternity for Brad, 99.9%. I had everything. Now it was time for the show. Sarah wanted a big gender reveal party. She wanted to invite everyone. Her family, my family, our friends, the whole neighborhood. She wanted to celebrate the miracle. Let's do it big, I told her. Let's rent out a venue. Let's get a big screen projector for a slideshow of our journey. I'll handle the video. I want it to be a surprise for you. She was thrilled. She thought I was the best husband in the world. The day of the party came. There were about 100 people there. There were blue and pink balloons everywhere. A banner read, "Our Little Miracle." Everyone was hugging me, telling me how lucky I was. I smiled and shook their hands. I even invited Brad. I told Sarah I invited her gym friends because they are part of your support system. She looked nervous when she saw him, but he played it cool. He stayed in the back. When it was time for the reveal, I got on the microphone. "Thank you all for coming," I said. "This has been a crazy journey. As many of you know, we were told this baby was impossible. Sarah told us it was a miracle. And today, I want to show you exactly how this miracle happened." Sarah was beaming in the front row, holding her mom's hand. I dimmed the lights and started the video on the massive projector screen. It started with nice music and photos of our wedding. Everyone said "ah." Then, the music stopped. The screen cut to the video the PI took. It showed Sarah kissing Brad in the parking lot. It showed them walking into his apartment. The audio played loud and clear over the speakers. "He thinks it's a miracle. Just stay away and I'll handle it." The room went dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Sarah gasped and covered her mouth. Then, the screen changed to a document. It was the paternity test results. It was blown up huge so everyone could read it. Father, Bradley Thompson. Probability, 99.9%. I pointed the laser pointer at the screen, then at Brad in the back of the room. "Brad, congrats, man," I said into the microphone. "It's a boy." Brad turned pale and bolted out the door. Sarah was sobbing, trying to stand up, but her legs were shaking. Her mother looked like she was going to faint. My mom looked like she was going to kill someone. I looked down at Sarah. "It really is a miracle, Sarah. It's a miracle you thought I was stupid enough to believe this." I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out a large envelope. I tossed it onto her lap. "Those are divorce papers," I said. "I also sold the house yesterday. The new owners move in on Monday, so you have about 48 hours to get your stuff out. I also canceled the joint credit cards this morning." I dropped the microphone on the floor. It made a loud screeching feedback noise that made everyone wince. "Enjoy the party," I said. "I'm going to Europe." I walked out of the venue past a room full of stunned, silent people. I got in my car, drove to the airport, and didn't look back.